For a while, we've been doing this video series called Hidden Gems of Italian Cuisine, where we pick a region in Italy and we highlight a dish that not a lot of people, at least outside of the region or outside of Italy, know about, and we give it the attention it deserves. Today, we're sort of here to do that, but not quite.
Because today we are going to replicate a pasta dish that it seems to be lost in Calabria, because the region where this pasta is from is Calabria. And also searching for information and all that is very difficult, because there are very, very few. And when I mean few, I mean 2 lines of words about this pasta.
Yeah, this pasta dish is called cordelle, which means like cords, like rope, right? Strings, yeah. And it comes from a part of Calabria that is still, it's very like Greek influenced, right?
Where they still speak ancient Greek.
Yeah, their dialect is ancient Greek, not modern Greek, ancient Greek. And while we know that this pasta existed because we have found a few sources talking about it, we've never encountered it in the wild anytime we've even been in that area of Calabria. And like Ava said, the 2 sentences we found about this pasta are very vague.
They just tell us the ingredient.
Yeah, we just basically know the basic ingredients and sort of how it's made. And so this will be a little bit unusual because usually it's you introducing me to a dish, but in this case, neither of us. Yeah.
As to a new dish that we don't know how it's made and how it will come out.
So this is sort of an experiment. We're going to try to use what vague information we have about this pasta, try and replicate it.
Applying to this pasta what I know about the other pasta from the other pastas.
We don't really know for sure if this is a gem or not, but for sure it's hidden. It's definitely hidden.
If there is something sure here is that it's hidden, but it's hidden very, very well.
And I guess it's sort of up to us to figure out if it's a gem or not. Huh, okay. That doesn't look like your average pasta ingredients.
No, because this is a special pasta, and a special pasta usually requires special ingredients. This pasta is made, first of all, with not semolina flour, not 00 flour, but a flour that in Calabria we call grano germano. It's not a wheat because it's what you call in English rye. And this specific rye grows just in Calabria, in the mountains of Calabria. And the name Germano means Germanic because it was brought here by the Germanic population back in the past. The other ingredients that we are going to use are eggs and milk. And why all these ingredients? Because this is what the poor family in the mountain of Calabria they had in their everyday life. They had for sure goat or sheep. They had for sure chicken, and they had this special flour.
Okay, so how do we start? Or maybe you don't even know.
Maybe this step I know very well, because if we are talking about pasta, we need to start like every fresh pasta, which means pour the flour on a cutting board, then make what we call in Italy vulcano, which means just make some space for the liquid.
What are the ingredient amounts that you're using?
I don't know, here I'm just guessing. I'm going to use 300 grams of flour, 2 eggs and milk. I know that maybe you can ask me why you are not going to use 3 eggs, because by the way we have the milk. So the milk is going to substitute the 3rd egg.
Because normally the ratio for egg fresh pasta would be
100 grams of flour, 1 egg.
Yeah.
But I'm using 300 grams of flour, 2 eggs, and the rest I will use the milk.
Yeah, we don't really know at all what the ingredient amounts or ratios should be. We just know that there's rye flour, eggs, and milk.
It's an experiment. For sure the taste of this pasta will be completely different from the normal pasta that we know. Because actually of the Calabrian rye flour, which is special, just because it's Calabrian.
I sort of assume you're gonna just kind of add milk until you get
The right
the right
consistency of the pasta.
It's possible that the right consistency will be different from normal pasta though.
For sure it will
Because
be
rye flour
different.
is like totally different, right?
The rye flour is, it has less gluten than the other flour, so the consistency and the result will be completely different.
Yeah, it looks very different. It looks like when you've made pasta with buckwheat, it has that kind of clay texture, it looks like.
So until here, the process is pretty easy because at the end, if you make pasta, if you make pizza, if you make bread, if you make pie crust, you need to make a dough. And to me, it looks pretty okay. What do you think, Harper?
I don't know.
So at this stage, we need to shape our pasta. Here we need to choose between or shaping all this dough all at once, or actually cut this in small pieces and do piece by piece. And because to me it seems easier to cut this in pieces, I will follow the second one.
I assume you're just guessing on the size of these pieces too.
Today is all is a guessing. So now we need just to make this roll. Now, I don't know if what I'm doing actually is part of this recipe or not. But because when I shape the pasta, to me it seems too dry. What I'm going to do is to use some olive oil just to shape it.
Well, that's kind of like what you do with, what was the name of that Albanian pasta?
Triglia. You see?
Do you think it's possible that means that you just need more liquid?
No, in my opinion, is a factor of being dry because the dough stays together, but it's dry, so you need something to help it to stay together. To me, it looks okay. Also because I'm scared to keep going because I will destroy it. And now we give the shape. So the first one is there. Now we need to make all the rest.
It looks like the few pictures we've seen, so there's something. Yeah, that is a different kind of pasta for sure.
See, it doesn't look any kind of pasta that I have ever seen before. Now we see how it reacts when we cook it.
But we have to let it dry, right?
We should let it dry for about 1 hour. So 1 hour is past. They should be ready to be cooked.
Should.
Should, because we don't know anything about them. So yes, they should be ready to be cooked.
Moment of truth.
Now, do you think that we can stir them? They're starting to break, but maybe
That's supposed to happen. We don't know.
This is how they should be.
It sort of makes sense because like one
Otherwise,
piece of
how-
that is huge.
But maybe they're breaking too much. We will see.
I'm assuming a relatively long cook time since it's pretty thick pasta.
Because it's a very thick pasta. The sauce that we are going to make is a very simple sauce. We read that usually served with two kinds of sauce. The one that we are going to do and the other one that is a goat ragu, which is very popular here in Calabria. But we choose the first one, which is basically aglio, olio, e peperoncino with a ton of pecorino cheese on top. We need olive oil, some garlic, some spicy pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of pasta water because I don't want to burn the garlic.
We have just no idea what we're looking at here.
Absolutely not.
It's so bizarre.
Some of them
really held their shape, which I wasn't expecting, but I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And I've never seen aglio olio and pepperoncino with cheese.
Okay, but this is good. This is not the problem.
It must be the rye flour, but the sauce has this very creamy, starchy thing going on. Okay, I guess the only thing left to do is to try it.
Look, the smell is very good. Now we need to understand how this pasta is.
I'm not sure if cooking this is actually going to answer any questions for us. Maybe it'll give us more questions.
Look, the sauce is pretty good.
It looks good. It looks super creamy, super good.
The problem is to understand how this pasta tastes. Don't happen.
Okay.
Okay, it's a thick pasta.
It is a very thick pasta, which normally I like, but this is thick.
It's thick.
Okay.
Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
It has its own flavor.
It definitely does.
It's nothing that I had before. It has almost the taste of a piece of bread.
Yeah, because that rye, well, I wonder why rye would taste like bread. No, yeah, it has that very, very earthy taste. I understand why they add cheese to the sauce because the pasta itself is so strong.
Now you need something strong.
Yeah, if it was just normal aglio olio, that would be too delicate of a sauce for it. It tastes really good.
It tastes very, very good. My only thing is that maybe it should be a little bit less thick.
The pasta itself?
The pasta itself.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense if it was normally rolled out thinner, but rolling that out
was impossible.
And you are exceptionally good at rolling out pasta like that, much better than most people I know.
Maybe adding more eggs.
More eggs and less milk, maybe?
It can help.
It might hold it together better.
Maybe yes, and gives you actually the flexibility.
Maybe also the people who traditionally made this were just really skilled at doing that and rolling it out really thin. Who knows? I was skeptical with the idea of doing this like aglio olio and pepperoncino with this pasta, but actually the pasta itself does something interesting with that sauce.
Absolutely.
Even before you added the cheese, which obviously thickens any sauce, but even before you added that, it was a very, very thick and creamy, which aglio olio and pepperoncino
not always is like
is usually not nearly that creamy. I mean, this is
good.
It's really good.
This is good. If you didn't understand, this is good.
I think the weirdest thing that I'm having trouble explaining is the shape, because obviously it mostly unraveled, although it did still, I mean, even like the bigger pieces, it held like.
See, they look like a sort of a macarona.
But it's still odd.
Why you need
that
to do
you would
all
go
the
to the trouble of making this spiral when it ends up just mostly unraveling. Or other examples we've seen, they make one big spiral and then cut it. which again is like, why would you make the spiral? There must be a reason, because if there's one thing I've learned about Italian food, it's that weird traditions like that
They have a reason.
yeah, they always go back to some sort of practical or historical or cultural reason. So I'm sure that there was a reason and is a reason.
And if there is someone from Calabria who can still do this, please reach out to us because we would love to know.
That's mostly what I'm hoping to get out of this, is maybe there's someone out there who knows more about this, or at least knows where we can find more information about this. Because one thing is for sure, as weird as this pasta is, I can't stop eating it.
See, that's the thing, is that the first bite is like, okay. But then when you start to eat, actually, you start also to like it.
We have no idea if this is correct or not for this recipe, but whatever you've arrived at here is really good.
Absolutely. Yes, the only thing that I would change is the thickness of the pasta. So if someone wants to remake, just add the third egg, because in my opinion, it will be much more elastic.
I think that you and I are in agreement that we're probably not going to actually publish a recipe for this, since clearly we do not have the authority or knowledge to know if this is at all correct, but it is pretty simple to do at home.
So experiment like we did and let us know how your result will be. By the way, the sauce
I do recommend trying it because something very magical is happening here, and I truly can't stop eating it. Well, we maybe didn't uncover this hidden gem, or at least we don't know if we did, but for sure, whatever this is a gem.
It's very, very
Maybe needs some tweaks, but it is a gem. Well, when it comes to hidden Calabrian gems that we actually do know something about.
so much that we put this in our cookbook.
That's right, it's in our cookbook, The Italian Family Kitchen. This pasta grammarian made one of my favorite Calabrian dishes, which is sausage and broccoli rabe. Yes, it is that simple, but boy, is it so good.
So if you just say broccoli and sausage, it doesn't really.
Yeah, it does.
But then if you try, you will just fall in love with it.
And speaking of which, recently we had a guest here at the Locanda who tried that very dish.
Ciao, Martins.
Here's what he said.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the best I think I've tried in my life.
If you try an experiment
On this,
with this interesting mystery pasta dish, please let us know. Send us a picture on Instagram or Facebook at Pasta Grammar. And please, if you know more about this than we do, please let us know. Someone's Nona out there must have made this or
I'm
something.
pretty sure that
For
there is
sure.
someone in Calabria who will still make.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Ciao. I don't know what this is, but I can't stop eating it.
It's addicting.
I feel a lot.
I know.